Based on the extensive information that we have right now and what we know about Adrian, not only as a person, but what he has also done for this community, we believe he deserves to play while the legal process plays out.
Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson reinstated after a child abuse charge, but I want you to look at that video again and not focus so much on the Minnesota Vikings guy as the backdrop guy. See those Radisson logos? You might not want to expect to see him next week, because after that announcement, the hotel chain suspending its sponsorship of the Vikings, and with its star running back running in legal trouble, should we expect more to both? Keep in mind, you have Marriott, you have a host of other big Fortune 500 companies that could be in a similar position. We've got Hadley Heath Manning joining us, Mark Ferrano, and Jonas Max Ferris. Jonas, what can we expect?
I would expect this case is a little specific to this company that is privately owned by a family that actually wins awards for being anti-sex trafficking. So they're the least tolerant of many corporate sponsors of any behavior.
Radisson.
Right. Which is owned by Carlson. I would expect like the Nike type of sponsors not to fade out quickly, but any family-oriented sponsors that the NFL has, they're going to start dropping. I think the upside versus the downside of being an NFL sponsor for certain types of businesses, not others, is starting to get high. You see like the Twitter stuff going with like the cover photoshopping. No one wants their brand being tossed around, even with non-fans like that. So even though there's loyal fans you could lose by doing this, I think some of these companies are going to drop, but maybe not beer companies, maybe not fast food companies.
Boy, a reminder how just any bit of bad publicity, companies don't want to be associated with it.
That speech from Spielman was one he could make on Friday. After Friday, you can't make that speech. They can't deactivate him and reactivate him. The Vikings fueled this crisis. They put their sponsors in a bad place. They put the NFL in a really bad place, a worse place. And with 5 days left until game day, I'm telling you, I don't think Adrian Peterson's going to suit up on Sunday against the Saints.
See, that's what ultimately turns these things, right, Hadley? I mean, when the sponsors or the money starts getting compromised, right? Are we at that point?
That's right. Money talks. Money always talks. And with the Radisson, I think they're totally justified in suspending their sponsorship. Look, when you're talking about child abuse...
Would that have happened, to Jonas's point, if he hadn't been speaking and making this statement of support in front of a Radisson sign?
I'm not sure. I think the sign was very important, because I have a hunch that Radisson heard from some of their patrons, some of their supporters, some of their customers, that they don't want to see the Radisson logo affiliated with a conversation about alleged child abuse. So I think that the banner behind the specific conversation about Adrian Peterson's behavior, about the alleged child abuse there, was a big part of why this incident took place.
But a company like Radisson and the others, to your point, that then backs out because they don't want to be associated with it, they also back out of something that brings eyeballs and loyal. Every city has its loyal fans. The Vikings are notorious for it.
They're in an awkward position, because the whole reason for doing a multi-million-dollar corporate sponsorship is to get the loyal fans to recognize your brand, and when they're choosing to do these, whether it's NFL or and to lose that audience because a smaller audience is outraged, who's probably not a fan of that sport anyway in many cases, is a risk they have to balance.
What's the upside?
And the brand that's really risk now in the next 5 days is going to be the NFL, because the pressure from activists on the NFL is going to be ratcheted up. And I think the NFL will pressure the Vikings to reverse their decision again.
Right. Controversy will not sell. All right, in the meantime, should homework be outright banned? One school has ruled it out. A pair of moms.